Hi guys, so last year during the Brexit transition period, those who supported leaving the European Union, both in and outside government, downplayed any issues exporters would face in 2021. Now, Michael Gove, who was responsible at the time for preparing both government departments and businesses for life after leaving the European Union, changed his rhetoric somewhat during the latter half of the year. Once it was no longer possible to extend the Brexit transition period, he began to speak a little bit more frankly about some of the issues. However, even right up to the end of the transition period in December, he was suggesting that exporters would just face teething problems. Now, some issues can be resolved as businesses that export to the EU get up to speed and learn how to deal with this extra paperwork. However, other problems are structural. Some of them are not going to be fixed because they're part of the new reality of Great Britain being a third country. The BBC spoke to two exporters, one that produces gin and the other shellfish, and they will explain some of the problems that they are facing.
My name is Rachel Hicks. I'm the co-owner and co-distiller of Skywave Gin. So our exports to Europe have utterly dropped off a cliff since January. It's affected our turnover. Turnover is now down 30%. And the real shame is that somewhere like Asia, which is a fast growing region for gin, is going to potentially come in and snaffle all the markets. The problem that faces all distilleries now is the huge amount of expense and red tape, and it's strangling us. We are now unable to quickly send gin to our customers all over Europe. We now have to wait for HMRC to come and inspect us potentially every time we send gin abroad.
So every time they send gin abroad, government officials have to come in and check that the consignments are correct. This was not, remember, this was not necessary last year. For years, these businesses have been exporting to the EU. It wasn't necessary to fill out any of this type of paperwork. And now they do, because of Brexit, because this is taking back control. Now remember that Brexiteers in the run-up to the referendum were saying we need to leave the European Union in order to cut red tape. This was one of the mantras of Brexit. We need to leave the European Union to reduce the burdening bureaucracy.
Graham Flanagan from Berwick Shellfish Company. Exports have come down drastically. Most of it, to be honest, is Brexit. COVID had a part to play on both sides because the restaurants were closed in France as well as being closed in the UK. Now that things are starting to happen and open up, people are eager to get out, spend their money, eat proper good food. In all fairness, the logistics systems are moving better now than they were, but it's the red tape that are having to be bared into the price, built into the cost of the goods. And this is having a knock-on effect.
Many people have asked, one, what is the impact of COVID? Would COVID have, if COVID had not happened, what would the situation have been with Brexit? And I think you can look at the government's own an impact assessment or prediction, not really an impact assessment. It was a prediction, Operation Yellowhammer, where they said that the ports will be blocked, there will be food shortages, and we're starting to see now in some supermarkets a lack of fruit and vegetables because there's struggles to get them into the country. It's not just exporters are facing problems, but also importers are facing problems. This is not going to be fixed quickly. These are structural problems. Some businesses are not going to be able to adapt, unfortunately, and they're going to close unless they can find export markets outside the European Union. But that's extremely difficult. You know, if you have been exporting to Belgium or the Netherlands or France or Germany for decades, it's very difficult to turn around in the space of a few months and start exporting to Brazil or the United States or Japan or Australia, for example. That's quite difficult. And if you do want to try and export there, you need to sell at a lower price, or you have to compete with local producers. That is once again one of the things that is the consequence of Brexit, that was never mentioned by Brexiteers. Instead, Brexiteers like Boris Johnson and Michael Gove, in the run-up to the referendum, said, everything is going to be better. We're going to reduce red tape. Instead, there is more red tape. And, you know, where is Boris Johnson now in regards to this issue? Where is Michael Gove in regards to this issue? Why are they not answering questions? Why are they not being challenged? Businesses are suffering. Businesses were told everything is going to be better. Now they're suffering, and Brexiteers are as silent as a mouse. Let me know in the comments section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot. I want to say a big thank you to all of my patrons. You ensure that this channel continues to exist. I'm eternally grateful for all of your support. If you join Patreon, you will receive instant access to our Discord server, where we have both audio and video chats. You can chat with me and other patrons, where we discuss important and non-important issues. Becoming a patron per month costs about the same as a large coffee, so why not check it out?